My name is Amy, and this is my first Flosstube video. I go by the Reading Stitcher on Instagram. The link is in my description. And I just wanted to go through all my whips. I have around 21 of them. Not a large list compared to some of the people on Flosstube. And I'm just hoping that I can kind of join the community after watching everyone for so long and just kind of share my love of cross stitch with everyone. I'm doing this on my phone, so I hope you guys can all hear me okay. And I am a bit of a light speaker, so hopefully I can get over that. And I guess a little bit about myself is I've been cross-stitching now for about 4 years, going on 5. I started in the middle of 2020. I started with probably the stupidest project ever. I started with a Hade, and I just fell in love with cross-stitch and everything about it. It's super relaxing. The patterns are amazing, and being able to watch everyone in their progress on Flosstube and Instagram and Facebook, it's really been like a positive aspect of my life. So I just kind of hope that I kind of spread that around as well. You may hear my dogs in the background. I have two. One, his name is Helix, and he is a Border Collie Lab with some Jack Russell, so he does like to bark. If he decides to bark today, I'll probably try and edit it out. I'll try my hand at editing. And I also have a husky. His name is Finn, and he is an attention seeker, so he may try and get into one of my videos at some point. So those two are my stitching buddies, and I've had them, I guess, 5+ years now. I got Finn as a puppy in 2019, so he's a total COVID baby. He hasn't been separated from us very much, so he's kind of my partner in crime. And I guess I'll just get started. I'm gonna try to put photos where I can. Obviously, since my first video, I won't have any before pictures or anything like that. But I'm hoping that you guys, see the progress and, could potentially enable some of you guys to look at some more. So I guess I'll just get started. I have my projects in bags beside me here. I think I unzipped some of them, but the ones I brought from upstairs that I'm not working on all the time are still in the bags. And I do have project bags for each one. They're a little bit of an obsession of mine is my project bags. So I make sure that every single project has one. So I'm going to show those off as well. And I'm going to try and stop saying all the time. And dogs are at the window, so hopefully we're not going to get a barking session. So I guess I'll start with my second oldest whip. And I just realized it's still in the hoop, so I'll just quickly get that out. I do work in hoops primarily. No matter how big the project, I like to just keep it in a small area. I did buy a lottery stand, but it didn't really work where I was sitting, and I couldn't really get comfortable with it. So I'd only use my shoot, the word escapes me now. The square hoops. The square things, I only use them, I don't use them very often. I only use them for a couple projects. And I just realized I left another one of my projects over there. But that's okay. Let me see here. So, I'll start off with a year of silhouettes. This is the pattern. Hopefully I'm putting that in right. And this is my second oldest project. And this is A Year of Silhouettes by Joan Elliott. And she's probably one of my go-to stitching designers. And I keep it in this really cute bird bag. Almost all of my bags are from Little Boat 88 on Etsy. I will try to remember to put her her Etsy shop in the description below. So I'm actually super close to a finish on this. I don't know if I'll be able to get the whole thing in here. So you can see I went with monochrome color on this, and I'm actually just way here at the bottom, so I'm super close to a finish. And I think, and that color is actually coming out pretty true. So this was one of my first big stitches, and I'm hoping to have this finished by the end of February, because I switched my projects up so much that I'm not entirely confident that I'd be able to finish it this month. But it is out right now. I am actively stitching on it. And I'm using a custom thread. So it's by Hand Dyed by Rolanda, again on Etsy. You can see it's a beautiful green variation. This was the first custom color that I ever bought, and I didn't realize when I bought it how much I would actually need. So I actually bought 3 of these big like hanks, and I've only used 1. I just started the second one, so I'm going to have some extra left over. And I'm just going to put all my stuff over here so hopefully it doesn't get in the way. So this is a recent start. I had it kitted up in 2020, but I never really started it until this year. And I didn't want to take it fully out of this, I'm never going to remember the name for this thing, but this hoop thing, because it's in kind of like the perfect position. But this is Pokemon Home Sweet Home by Lord Libidin. And it was a free pattern, and as you can see, I'm really close to a finish on this one as well. So red is complete here, and I'm just working on the top of the house. It's just got this top kind of roof part, and then this one will be done as well. And I'm super excited to have a couple finishes this year, because I usually work on super huge projects, which means not a lot of finishes. And I'm working on a 25 and 25 a year this year, as well as a no-buy year. Hopefully I can keep that up, because I have so many projects and so much stuff that I need to work on. But I just want to start all the things. So 25 and 25 basically means I only work on 25 projects for this year, and I can only bring in new projects if I have spaces available, like before the year starts, or if I finish a project. So I have starts planned for when these ones are already finished. And then that's going to help me, kind of motivate me, because I've got so many projects downstairs I just really want to start. So next is my Hade Earth Unicorn. Charted obviously by Hade, and this is by Keely Riley. This is my bag for it. Again, by Little Boat 88. This was a start last year, I think in November, and it's actually the smallest Hade that I have right now. And I'm doing this on a Bestitch Me fabric blush on 25 count, 1/1. And this is the only project that I'm working on that's Royal Rose, because it wasn't like a real full coverage. So I didn't want to make a mistake and start in the wrong spot. So I'm parking a lot of my threads. And usually I don't park this much. But since I got Pattern Keeper, it's kind of worked a lot better because I'm not working on a paper pattern anymore. But I'm really happy with this start. This is already past 15%, and I've only been working on it for like actively 2 weeks, like actual stitching time. And I'm a very slow stitcher, so this is really good progress for me. And I just remembered I forgot to put the actual photo of the pattern, but this is the full pattern. There's actually 3 more in this kind of like series of unicorns. So I've also bought those as well. So there's Earth, Wind, and Fire, all by the same artist, and they're all kind of the same size. So I do have plans to work on those as soon as this is finished. But I really, really like this. And the pink fabric's not really showing up very well on the video, but the greens are coming out really nice. So I'm going to try not to spend too much time kind of with my bags and stuff, trying to, you know, get everything out here. So my next project is in this project bag. This was the first project I ever started, and it is a Love Owls Hade by artwork by James Brown. So when I first started, being a completely naive and innocent, I thought, okay, I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna, you know, have it done for my sister's wedding and like later in the year. And of course, I completely overestimated myself on that, and I'm still working on it. So this is my largest project, but at the moment, and also the first. So I've been working on this one for roughly 4 years, and this year I made it to the end of the second row. So you can see I've made some good progress. All this progress right here is from this year so far. And I've recently switched to Pattern Keeper, and this is one of the patterns that I was working on paper. And I'm not sure if I can get this full sized in here, but and the owls, just they're perfect. Like the detail in this is just amazing. So my goal on this year is to get another couple pages done. I'm not going to get to the end of the row again. I'm just too slow of a stitcher, and I have so many other projects to work on. But I do want to get maybe to like this area here, just to get close to the body of the owls. That would be a good, I would consider that a good year on this. So I thought that I would initially have this done for my sister's wedding, and I quickly realized that no, that is not going to happen. Because I started this originally on 25 count, but because I was so new, I was having a really hard time with it, so I switched it to a 16 count, and I'm enjoying it so much more on a 16 count. And it took a couple years for me to kind of switch back to the 25. Next, I have a project that I just started a couple days ago. Another Joan Elliott design. And this is the project bag. And so this is Belle de Mer by Joan Elliott. I've had her kitted up for about a year, but it took me a while to get her started because I just wanted to start everything. I have a pretty decent start on her. I think I have maybe 400 stitches in. This is another Be Stitch Me fabric. Sure, I left the... I'm not sure about the fabric name, but this is a 16 count. And let's see if I can... This way. That's the right way up. I'm sorry. So it's just a small start, just a recent New Year's start. And I plan to get her half done this year. And I'm hoping to do that because I have a couple other, I guess, lovely ladies that I really want to get started, but I don't want to start too many because I'm a really slow beater. But yeah, so this is the pattern again, and she's gorgeous. All of Joan Elliott's like people are gorgeous on here. So another one that's currently my focus piece for this month. It got called for my Whip Go. It actually got called. Both numbers that got called this month were this pattern, so it's going to get 2,000 stitches. I have a goal of 1,000 stitches on every single one of my Whip Goes, and I try to get all of my projects in there. The only ones that are not in there are the ones that I want to get finishes on. So Pokemon Home Sweet Home and A Year in Silhouettes are not in my Whip Go this year. And this is a Beauty and the Beast project bag for this. And this pattern is called Mini Wind and Snow Dragon. It's another Heaven and Earth design. And artwork is by Renee, I'm not good with this name, but Biertenfel. I'm so sorry, I completely butchered that name, but you can see the pattern there. It's just a mini. And I am also doing this one on a 16 count. And I am just over halfway. I think this and a partial page is what's left of this row. So I really, really like this one. It goes fast because the background is fast, but the detail on this, even though it's a mini, is really good. So I'm super happy with this. So this is my focus piece for this month. I've already done about 800 stitches on her for a couple of challenges. And so I'm planning to get the 2,000 on her, and I'll probably try and go for a page finish, since it will be pretty close to the end of the page by the time I get those 2,000 finished. So that's my goal on that. And then all my other projects here are in the bag. So there's going to be some zipper stuff. So I've got this bag. It's an Azkaban prison bag. And I got this from the Black Needle Society. I joined their Harry Potter cross-stitch retreats, the online retreats. And they're so much fun. So I have a couple things that, I get from them. And this project's going to be pretty big because I chose another 16 count, which was my favorite for a long time. A little bit of crinkling there. But this is Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler. I'm sure lots of you have seen this one before. It is not a focus of mine right now. Mainly because I have so many full coverage, and I don't know why, but I have a really hard time counting. Counting is apparently not my strong suit. This is the threads that I've chosen to go with this. It's, again, a custom color by hand-dyed by Rolanda on Etsy. And my minuscule start on this, I don't know if you guys can't see, I don't think it's coming across, but this is super sparkly fabric. It's again by Be Stitch Me. So 16 count, and this is my start. So this past year, I put this into Pattern Keeper, and I was previously working on this just as like a PDF, but I've realized now that I'm using Pattern Keeper, everything is going so much faster, and I'm kind of dreading the patterns that I have to go back to pattern paper for. Things just, I don't know, I went from because I keep track of all my stitches, so I went from maybe about 8,000, 10,000 a month to 18,000 in the last in the last 3 months, because I try and keep the seasons. And I'm probably being super confusing because I'm not the best with the speaking, but so if I say anything and you're confused or want me to explain anything else, just let me know if you want me to do that in the comments. And so my next project is again in a Black Needle Society box. This was in one of their fantasy boxes, and this is my smallest project, I think. So this is a Mill Hill Winter Series Blue Jay. And so I decided to go with this because my grandfather, he loved birds. He would make his own wooden birds, like blue jays, cardinals. He worked with wood quite a bit, so we have things that we can remember him by. And blue jays were one of his absolute favorites. So I really wanted to have this. I have the frame picked already. And when I started this, I wasn't really thinking, so I started way too close to the edge here. And I've kind of been beading as I went, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well, but I've beaded almost the entire bottom part. And then I'm just starting to, get up here into the bird. The bird is almost done. I need to put some beads in there. And then I've been trying to work my way through this background. But yeah, so this is one of my smallest projects. And it's probably the only small project that I do that is probably going to be put into a frame. Because when I finish my small projects, I have like a cross stitch what's the word? Like album. Like journal album. And I've put them all in there so that they're, I can look back and I can look at them all, but they're not like all over the house. So my next project in this really gorgeous CE bag is my Heaven and Earth Designs Celestine artwork by Margaret Morales. She is also one of my favorite artists from Haid that gets designed, and right now I have 2 other of her designs in my to be started, and I've also got basically all of her designs that I want to buy. And this was my New Year's start last year, and I have 2 pages done. So it's a small start. This also started going so much faster. This was one of the patterns that I kind of converted to PDF so I could have it in Pattern Keeper. And I don't know, the detail in the wings and you can start the start of the hair there. It was so pretty, and there's gonna be so many pretty colors in this one. So I'm excited to keep moving forward. And I work, I think, all of my projects from the top left corner. And I typically go page by page, even now with Pattern Keeper. And I typically work in a block diagonal within the page. I just find that that's the fastest way. And then I don't get myself confused and miscount. So this is another Haid. And this is my bag for this one because it's a Halloween project. Let's see, where's my picture of this one? There it is. Sorry again for the rustling. I should have been maybe a little bit more prepared, but I'm not usually home alone, so I really wanted to get this done. So this is Heaven and Earth, Which Way by Molly Harrison. And I started this not this past October, but the year before, so I guess 2023. And I just put this one in a Pattern Keeper, but I haven't worked on it yet since it's been in there. So, and I'm working on the 3rd page on this right now. I had actually picked out this pattern. And then a couple months later, a really good friend of mine, someone I grew up with, who's been having, just a hard time. We were chatting, and I told him, okay, I'm going to buy you a pattern, and I'm going to stitch on this pattern. And you're not allowed to do anything to yourself because you have this goal. You're going to get this pattern. And he happened to pick out this pattern that I already had. And, I mean, that's just how close we were. And so every time I work on this, I make sure that he gets to see the progress, because it's slow going, but I told him it would be, and that's kind of the point. So while this does get a bunch of stitches, and when I do bring it out, it's not a super priority because he's supposed to look forward to it. But this is going to be pretty big. And I love the background. I think I'm one of those rare stitchers who actually adores working on a background. so many people that I see, they're like, oh no, I have to work on all this background, and here I am, I'm just like, I love it. So next project, my mom made this project bag for me. It was the first one she ever made. Super cute. And she got me this pattern, so it's ink circles. This is tea time. So I had a Bestitch Me fabric that I had left over from something else, so I went with that. Bestitch Me is my preferred place to buy my colored fabrics, and I made a mistake when I cut this, and I cut it. I don't have enough room over here because I was originally going to hang this in the kitchen, and I'm about halfway done almost, except like the top like motifs. And I was originally going to hang this in the kitchen, but I don't have enough room now to frame it, so it's going to go in my cross-stitch journal. But yeah, I really like this. Tea is something that I absolutely adore. I don't drink coffee at all, so I have, you know, different types of teapots and tea leaves and stuff like that. Those kind of like my go-to. And so that's something that I wanted to do. And when she bought me that pattern, I was so excited. Okay. So my next project is another Hade. Where's the picture? There it is. So this is Hade Mini Serenity, artwork by Julie Fain. I think that's how you say her last name. So this is just a mini. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a pattern because I love fantasy. I love anything fantasy. So almost all of my patterns have sort of like fantasy type like artwork or like background or anything like that. So this is like a minuscule start. It's not one of my projects that I kind of gravitates towards, so I only have the one page that I finished this year. So just that tiny little start, and I know if I put some work into it, this probably wouldn't take me, it'd probably take me a while, if I'm being honest, but it wouldn't be like 5 years like my owls have been. But this isn't one of my favorites to go to. I love the artwork. I'm not sure if it's because of the fabric. This fabric is, I got it at our local like craft store. We don't have like a needle point store or anything like that. So this fabric is actually like a little tough. Like I've worn it down quite a bit. But sometimes it's just still really hard to work with. Okay, so my next project is in this lovely bag. And I love my bags. They're something that I love to show off because they're just so nice. And all my projects are in them, like I said. Let me see. So this pattern is a Mirabilia. It's the first Mirabilia that I ever started. And this is Cathedral Woods Goddess. So I started this for the Teresa Made Me Do It Sal. Was it last year? I think it was last year. And I think I've made significant progress on them. This is another Bestitch Me fabric. I believe this one is Sand Dollar, but it's gorgeous. And this is all I've done on her. And most of her kind of shoulder area is almost done. And I have been beading as I go. You can kind of see some of the sparkle on here. But I like to bead and cross stitch as I go because it's not my favorite thing to do, but the effect of it is just so gorgeous that you have to. You can't just skip it. It's just, it kind of makes the pattern, right? So, so this is another what I consider a small. My mom also made me this bag. And this is Trick or Treat by Cottage Garden Samplings. A little bit of glare there, but you should be able to see it. So I'm working this one kind of panel by panel. So when I get a panel done, then I usually put it away. So right now I have the first panel completely done. And I think it looks so good, especially on this fabric. Again, Be Stitch Me fabric. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's just another 16 count. I'm probably gonna attempt to put my Excel sheet that I use to track all my fabrics and you know what count and stuff like that into the description. I'm gonna see if I can do that, because I have a hard time remembering it, to put it in. But I really, really like this. This is the first panel completely done. This probably won't come out until my Whip Go gets called on it, because I have a lot of kind of Halloweenish, like what I consider Halloweenish kind of projects. Halloween is my favorite time of year, and so I kind of bring it out as much as I can. So my next, I think this is my last one is a Jardin Prive pattern, Quaker Do Japan. And I really, really liked the use of the reds and the blacks in this one. It's not something that I would typically do, but I really, really enjoyed this. And I haven't made too much progress on it. This is just on a 25 count, just plain white. This way. And this is my start on this. So it got called for Whip Go, so I last year a couple times, so that's why it looks. This is almost like a page finish here. I am missing a couple of my projects. This is the last one that I have here. It looks like I forgot to. This one. I have one, but there's still one more. The Blackwater Siren Sal that started this year by Bella Filipina. I'm behind on that because of the strike from the Canada Post that lasted for like ever. A lot of my cross-stitch stuff that I'd planned, Christmas presents, some of the new start stuff, it just didn't arrive in time, so I was missing a ton of my threads on that sal. So I'll show it next time when it has more progress. So I barely started the first part because I was waiting on the threads. So this is the last one I'm going to show. Here's the picture. Sorry. Can't seem to find the picture of it. Well, shoots. This is the Scylla Witches Quaker. By Teresa Gogut. Is that how you say that? I don't seem to have a picture of the pattern. But I'll try and see if I can like add in a picture. But this is about 3/4 of the way done. And this was a Be Stitch Me fabric of the month on a 16 count. And I absolutely adore it on this bright orange fabric. So I'm still using the called for threads. And it shows up super well on this orange. So this is one of my goals to finish for this year. So I do plan on it's going to be called for Whip Go a couple times, but I imagine when it is called, I'll probably try and finish it. So that's all my whips. I was kind of all over the place with it here, but hopefully you guys could see everything and hear me okay. I do plan to do like a finishes parade. I'm going to show off. I only have one that's framed downstairs because the other one that I had framed is actually at my sister's house, and it was just like a small mini, but all my other projects that I have finished so far are in my journal. So I'll bring that out so you guys can all see that as well. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to do update videos maybe around every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Just depending on how many stitches I get done, because I don't typically do many stitches in a week, especially if I'm working, because I work full time. So most of my stitching is done on the weekends. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you liked any of the projects, just let me know. I guess for things that I'm going to be talking about next time, I'll be showing you the projects that I'm working on actively and any progress. And I'm going to share the challenges group that I'm in, and how I'm planning to use it to kind of make more progress. But this video is already long enough, so I think I'll do that next time. Thank you, and I'll see you again next time.